Thank the void. Over here! I've seen you at the sanctuary, right? On the Gold Coast. You're a gift from the void. If you're looking for work, I could use someone with dungeon delving experience. I thought I could handle it, but my skills don't quite run in those directions. I need someone to go into the old ruin to the south. The Stone Nest Argonians call it Zul'Katama, the monastery of the Death Dancers. I expected dust and spiders. Instead, I found a pit of vipers inside. The Worm Cult, in all their drab glory. Rescue history from the worms. I was able to recover one of the voicelines, sacred stone tablets left behind by the ancient Death Dancers. Will you find the rest and pull them out of there? There's no telling what the Worm Cult will do with them. The monastery ruins are just across those bridges to the south. I'll continue to work on translating this tablet while you retrieve the others. After I got separated from my Fighters Guild cohort, I thought I could do this myself. No such luck. I'm not technically a member, you understand. I have other interests. But the guild was desperate for warriors. I couldn't let the chance to visit Solstice pass me by. And when I spotted Zul'Katama, I slipped off and made my way here. You have it. I answer the call of the Night Mother. Try to avoid Elam draws in his blacker moods, and know which way to point a knife. That's why I came here, to seek the history of the Void, and a deeper understanding of the Dread Father. Pretending isn't quite accurate. I want to do my part to stop the Worm Cult. I saw mention of this monastery in an old scroll. When I heard the Fighters Guild was coming here to fight the worms, I saw an opportunity to learn as well as kill. I was deadly serious when I told the recruiter I wanted to spill necromancer blood. I'll head back to my cohort after we rescue those stone tablets from the worms, and I finish my translation. Voicelines means secret stones, tablets etched with the knowledge of Zul'Katama, in a language as old as this island's Zanmirs. They contain ancient wisdom of the Death Dancers. I want to see what they reveal about the Dread Father. Worshipping the Bringer of Ends leans toward the somber, the serious. But the Death Dancers, well, you can hear it in their name. The Solstice Argonians see endings as something worth celebrating. A beautiful viewpoint. Refreshing, I'd say. That's my understanding, but I'll need to finish translating to be sure. I sacrificed to the Dread Father enthusiastically to learn these ancient glyphs. With the Void's help, I look forward to finding out what wisdom they recorded for posterity. I'm an amateur antiquarian, focused on the Dread Father's long shadow through history. When I happened upon an old account of this monastery hidden among the scrolls in my sanctuary, I knew I had to find a way to study these tablets personally. The account claimed that the Hist song never reached the Aegkin on this island, that instead, the sweet sibilance of the Dread Father filled their minds. Damned interesting, eh? I want to read those stones for myself and see what else they say. You mean aside from the loss of priceless ancient knowledge? The Death Dancers have long been savants in the secret arts of Sithis. If the Voicelines stones contain even a portion of those secrets, we need to keep them away from the cult. Centuries ago, Zul'Katama was the heart of the Death Dancer sect of Sithis worshippers on Solstice. A center of study and reflections into the void. Long before the Worm Cult arrived, it was destroyed by Clan Coralania necromancers. Bastards. This wasn't the nice elves who now run Sunport. This was their ancestors, evil necromancers, who tried to cull the Death Dancers from Solstice when they first arrived. But in shadows, the void remains. The Death Dancers live on, even to this day. Sithis worship has been a part of Argonian culture forever. though the Dread Father no longer features prominently in their day-to-day worship. But here on Solstice, one warrior in each tribe, the Death Dancer, still hews to the old ways. They serve as protectors for the tribes, keepers of balance. They aid the suffering, or the very ill in their journey to the void, and punish the rare few that deserve the embrace of Sithis. Yes. Now it all makes perfect sense. You emerged from the darkness, my void-sent friend. Were you able to retrieve the stones? Incredible. They're perfect. Thanks to my work with the first stone and the blessings of Sithis, I should be able to decipher these quickly, but it may take years to fully understand them. I'm just glad I decided to make the trip. None whatsoever. It's clear to me that the Death Dancers of old had a very special relationship with the Dread Father, one I hope to comprehend someday. Let me get back to work. I do need to finish up and rejoin my cohort. Return them to the Stone Nest Argonians, of course. My rubbings and translations will suffice for my studies. Now please, take this. Without you, the ancient words of the Death Dancers would have been lost to the worms. Thank you. May the ancient darkness guide your travels, friend. Perhaps I will see you again some dark night. I jest. I am a morning person. Feel free to examine my work. The ancient words of the Death Dancers are fascinating. Of course. I only made an initial study, mind you, but I'll tell you what I can. The tablet I found was a sort of primer. Helped with the translations, the ones you recovered are loosely interpreted as the secrets of dance, song, and death. It loosely says, "Hail Sithis, the nothing of the outer darkness. No gentle truths placate fear. Embrace fear. For it is the song of the blood. We raise our voices to speak the words of the void, the artistry of the void, the truth of the void." A message that rings especially true for assassins like us. Everything is temporary. You, me, the speaker, none. Everything. Appreciate what you have, the very song of life, for as long as you can. The wheel never stops. Ain't that the truth? The stone reads, "Hail Sithis, the ever-changing. What is consumed is restored. This is why we die. To one day dance beyond the reach of sun and stars, to enter the space between, to honor his will, to destroy what was, and create what will be." Some people see dance as an act of creation. My Yakshira, my grandmother, used to call sex the dance of life in polite company. For the Death Dancers, what greater act could there be than to help the wheel keep turning? A bit sad, though. The glyphs say, "Hail Sithis, the Unmaker. Pass through shadow and return. Glory in the tides of change, the force of chaos, the unmaking heart of all things." For the greater truth implies that nothing does not exist. In nothing, anything can be. Death is beautiful. That's what it means. The end of anything, a person, a flower, a beast. That's not a reason for sorrow. It's an occasion for joy. By ending, you make room for the new, and you yourself are changed. I love it. That the Death Dancers of old saw the void not as a source of suffering, nor as many today see it, as a source of power. For the Death Dancers, Sithis is simply joy, a song that lifts the heart and emboldens the spirit. Just consider the idea, Void Sent. If you accept your demise, the end that awaits us all, what do you have to fear? Let every breath be a symphony, every step a dance, and every new day a chance to see what change you can bring to the world.